Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a look here again at Celestia, double checking a few key factors. We can see this nice little descending trend, likely to be retesting that for the third or fourth time, depending on if we kind of see that. There is an obvious reattempt there. There's also likely a 0.618 fib level here, just depending on the size, which we're testing right now as well. So a good solid chance we're going to have some resistance to this 530 mark, but we're also going to talk about potential for breakout. Getting above that level could validate a nice long position. So this is actually looking pretty strong here in the overall sense. Let's quickly pull up some back-end liquidation levels and kind of see where we're at here with this. And if you are new to the channel or you've been watching for a while, I just ask you hit the like button, comment below. Absolutely appreciate that. Helps grow the channel. Get this in front of more people and maybe prevent some of those moon boys from destroying a lot of accounts. So we take a look here. We got a lot of liquidation at 540 in the most recent time frame here, but a lot of it's been swept too, about half of that. So quarter $2 billion was swept there, and we can see roughly about 300 million left remaining. They're upwards of 540. There's still a lot more, of course, if we keep counting up to about $6. But if we look at the concentrated amount here, we can see majority of the heavy stuff has been swept with both macro and micro liquidation levels. Whereas we have maybe about $1 billion in liquidation, upwards of about 1.5, upwards of right around that $6 mark. So between $5.50 and $6, there's a lot of liquidation that could occur here. Keep in mind there's plenty down below, but that's below the local low here at about 370 or lower. The probability of seeing that in the immediate future is very, very low. Now, having said all of that here, if we look at that and we combine that with what we see here so far with the charts, there's a lot of reasons why the price is probably more likely to go up than down, just based on the overall sentiment here. So we take a look at this here. Again, if we go with candle wicks here on the daily, we just expand this out a little bit, we can see a perfect third retest here, or basically just a second retest of this descending trend. Now, the key takeaway here to me in a descending trend is to honor the SMAs, which we can see here, we're over the 20 and the 50. That's generally a very, very positive sign. So it does imply the price is more likely to continue higher there from a momentum standpoint and being above those resistance ranges. We can also recognize we're over 50 in the RSI, money flow index increasing, and stochastics trying to pull back. But we see this extra volume here. This is generally something you don't want to try to short into. Keep in mind we got some funky stuff coming up tomorrow, likely with the Fed meeting. We could very well see some pretty jagged behavior here for Celestia soon. But just like SUI, a very strong coin looking like it wants to leg up again. Okay, so again, I think Celestia has tremendous potential here. So the macro looks fantastic. I like the macro here. Let's go ahead and look at the 4 hour, see what's going on here. When it comes to the 4 hour time frame, we can see some cracks in the glass, so to speak, right? We got some fair value below the price action here. Obviously, there's the upper level liquidation just above the price. But if the price does pull back, again, 460 to 480 would be a worst case scenario, okay? And also, if we kind of look at this here, again, depends on how you kind of draw the lines out, but we obviously have our impulse wave here that's still discovering itself, and there's a decent chance we're going to see price continue further up. Now again, I'm just spitballing on the last couple of legs here because of course I haven't drawn out new fib levels. These are more macro fibs, and I think these are more important to recognize for the moment, because again, when you consistently draw out like new Elliott wave patterns, you got to do new fibs as well with it. And Fibonacci retracement is very helpful and important, but you can never base your trade solely on that one thing. So please, 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 anyone, whoever is watching other channels that strictly are only Elliott wave, I think that should be used as a complementing factor, not the only factor. Okay, so just please know diversifying is important. It's also important not to over diversify. Some people use about 60 different time frames, and they're slowly convincing themselves to take a trade. You should literally be doing the exact opposite. Convince yourself not to take a trade, you're going to find more success with that. Again, less opportunities, totally. That's exactly how it works. I miss tons of opportunities every single day. But again, it keeps me in the market, keeps me in the know, and fairly safe in most cases. All right, so taking a look here at the 4 hour time frame, we want to recognize, again, we're above all moving averages, extremely bullish. It's a very good sign. We can also recognize we're over 0 on TSI, MACD is converging, stochastic swinging up, and we're testing 70 in the RSI. We are pretty dang close to breaking out here. This is one of those breakout type of situations where we're more likely to see the price go up than down. If the price doesn't end up pulling back, keep in mind we got our local high as a potential new low, so we're just going to pay attention to that guy. And then we also want to recognize too, we have an ascending trend here too. Again, depends on how you draw it out. I think we probably best to go with this second leg up and kind of pay attention to this guy. This is roughly what we're looking at here. Okay, Again, all the more reason why we probably see the price pivot off this 0.5 fib level, maybe about $5 even. Okay. Again, these are rough estimates. There's nothing exact or precise here, but generally speaking, when I draw this out, I just kind of like to pay attention to it later. I'm not going to be using these as like specific parameters. I will, however, in most cases, use support levels and Fibonacci retracement levels for considerations of entry and exit, depending on the direction I'm heading. Okay, so again, what we can do here, just give you perspective. If you draw this out from here to here, you can kind of see that we got this point, we got some confluence here at 495. So 0.236, this would be a solid place to get in if the price doesn't end up pulling back. Again, I'm just going to set an alert if that happens. I may consider a long position. Really want to pay attention to what happens tomorrow first with the Fed meeting, and then go from there. But right now in the blind, that seems like a logical support area between 495 and like 505. Take a look at the hourly time frame. Let's quickly recognize a couple of things here. We can recognize the Ichimoku cloud is going to be giving us all green lights to leave our long position open and to ensure that you're not considering a short right now. So I know it seems juicy. It's like the only coin that's up over 10%, strong, holding well. Most people try to just short into that. They keep shorting until they get burnt out or they get stopped out. High leverage shorts are not the right way to go right now. Okay. Now, I would recommend, of course, being careful because Bitcoin dominance is at an all-time high. It keeps going higher. Again, this is last 3-year all-time high, not total all-time highs. But in the last 3 years, this is the highest it's ever been. And again, it just keeps going higher and higher. So there's going to be a point in which this plateaus and altcoins start to suffer. So just keep in mind, the more this goes up, the more likely altcoins are to go down, especially if Bitcoin pulls back and that stays the same. So that's kind of where we're at. Keep in mind, a lot of money is going to be flowing away from altcoins and into Bitcoin. That's kind of what's happening right now. It's just hard to see because everything looks green. But the truth is a lot of stronger coins are starting to pull back. We're starting to see this pullback from a lot of coins, even though they're increasing, but that's also because Bitcoin is. It's a very unique thing. It's not exact science by any stretch either, but it's absolutely something to be mindful of. So I'm going to clean up our charts here, post on Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, just so you know if you're not familiar. I have a channel over here essentially, and I provide a lot of specific relevant information on the coins that I cover. So this is one of those obviously that will make it there, and I'll just make sure we have a little bit clearer, concise numbers here. Keep in mind these fib levels, I got kind of a couple of different fibs up, but based on this wave right now, there's a solid chance we're going to see the price go further up. We close above 530 though. I think there's a stronger chance we're going to see continuation higher. Definitely looks like it's a very strong coin right now. Okay, I hope that made sense. I clarified that correctly. Also, make sure you check out BTCC, another no KYC or VPN exchange we have partnered with. Exclusive benefits this month here, link down below. Make sure you take advantage of that before it's over. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you soon.